Welcome back to another video. It is mid-July. Crazy. Time is flying by. I kind of don't like that we're in the middle of summer now.
Scary.
Well, summer technically just started, not even a month ago, but school's about to be
When does summer technically start?
June 21st.
Oh,
Yeah. So, either way, it feels like summer is like flying by. Time is just a blink. And today we have another review. We have the Nothing Phone 3A. And this phone, I feel like we've covered enough of a spectrum of price ranges when it comes to smartphones. And Nothing is really popular in giving you a lot for a cheaper price compared to the competitors. And this one's no different because it gives you so much and very good stuff for $379.
yeah. Yeah. If you're looking for an incredible device below a mid-range price point,
Oh yeah.
this is a no-brainer. And it comes with that classic nothing look and feel, which is still just so unique in
It's an eye
today's
catcher.
in today's saturated tech marketplace, especially with smartphones.
100%. So, without further ado, let's
Great.
do it.
Let's get started. Can we talk about just how massive the phone is?
Let's do it.
This phone is just as large as my iPhone 16 Pro Max.
That is true. It is a huge phone, and honestly, one of the first things I noticed when I first held it, I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know if I like this. I like smaller phones, but this is, I mean, it's a good size, but
Yeah.
it's a lot.
When we first got it, I remember you were literally like, yo, like this phone is gigantic.
It's huge.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is a really large phone. Also, I will say it feels very well put together. Like structurally, it feels solid. It's got a nice thickness to it. Obviously, like that's gonna help too. But there's like a mix going on in terms of like premium feel in the hand.
I know what you're saying.
There's some like weight to it, which feels really nice.
Right.
Right. But then you'll have, if you don't know that the back is glass, I feel like you'll have a tough time differentiating whether it's plastic or glass, just like based on like, I don't know if you got just,
Yeah, I was one of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He thought it was plastic at first and I had to tell him it was actually glass.
Yeah.
But solid overall. I mean, glass on the front and back, aluminum enclosure is pretty standard, but it has that classic nothing design whenever you turn it around, right?
Yeah, and I think that's the best thing about this product is the fact that their signature, their brand has become this icon on transparency and not just showing you what's inside, but making the insides look good so they can be shown.
That's a
So
big thing.
so there's a little bit of both sides of the design on the outside, but also the design on the inside. And it's an eye catcher. The phone looks great just because it's something that's different enough that you don't see it anywhere else. And there's features like the glyph
Yeah, especially
where
when the glyph is on.
it stands out and
Yeah.
it definitely makes it something that people want to look at, people want to check out. So when it comes to the design, I think they're always going to stay on top of the line. They're always going to be above that average line that other competitors have just because they're approaching it in a different way that not everyone else is.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to them.
We get a lot of devices in for review, and I will say every time we do something from like the CMF range is a little different, much more budget, so they're not going to go too far in on the design.
Right.
Anytime we review something from nothing specifically, though, their phones are sharp.
Oh yeah.
Their phones look
Yeah.
so good. Like if I didn't know anything about this phone and you were to come up and ask me how much this phone costs, like how much I think this phone costs,
Oh,
$650?
just by looks, 100%. It would
At
be
least-
a lot more than you
At least
think.
$600.
Yeah.
Right? It's $379. Looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So nothing placing that extra emphasis on design language pays off every time.
Yeah, yeah.
Pays off
So
every time.
it's really well designed, really well made for what it is and what you're paying for. It is top of the line for
Yeah.
sure.
Couple things related to hardware that's worth mentioning, by the way.
Oh yeah,
IP64.
compared to last year's 54.
54.
So
Yeah.
it is an upgrade.
So slightly better. And then no wireless charging, in case you were wondering. I feel like that's pretty.
I think it's part of the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what the percentage is of people actually doing wireless charging nowadays,
Yeah.
but you might be fine.
But if it
I
makes
would
you
be
feel
fine.
any better, it supports 50-watt wire charging.
Which not even iPhones do that.
They don't?
50?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Who knew? We did.
Now the design did change a little bit, and we know that it's better and it's clean, very very good looking, but it also got slightly bigger. We're looking at an upgrade of 0.07 inch, which might not be a lot. I don't honestly might.
You're not gonna notice that.
I don't know. It might be a lot. Anyway, It goes from 6.7 inch to a 6.77 inch display, AMOLED, LTPO, and a standard brightness of 1300 nits with a peak max brightness of 3000. So it is a very, very powerful display. You are going to be able to get a lot of color reproduction, very, very good HDR10 plus. So the quality, it's there. It's an upgrade, a significant upgrade from the last year's model. The one thing that I found very interesting is the material that this display is protected by, which is not Gorilla Glass like majority of smartphones out there. It's Panda Glass.
I didn't think that was real at first.
It sounded like a little
Sounded fake.
yeah, or
Sounded
like
fake.
Apple naming their stuff and
Yeah.
like just putting fancy names on something that's basic. Yeah,
But it's a real thing.
it is a real thing. Panda Glass, which is supposed to be, we're not gonna test it, supposed to be a little more durable than Gorilla Glass, but a little more scratch prone than Gorilla Glass.
Yeah.
Thankfully, though, the phone comes with a built-in screen protector, so you are going to be covered in that area. But if you were able to take that out or change it or something like that, just be careful, because if you put it near something that can scratch it, it'll most likely scratch it.
Which we got to give more props to companies that still just they're not the best quality, but we got to give more props to companies
It's something.
that pre-install screen protectors.
100%. It's
Yeah,
something better than nothing. Or
Yeah.
like, how about chargers coming in the box nowadays?
that's
It's
wild concept.
back in my day, we had even headphones in the box.
Yeah, you remember that? It was like iPhone 11 Pro. The box was super thick.
Oh
'cause it
yeah,
had all
with the brick, the cable, the headphones,
Yeah.
SIM popper,
good
stickers.
times. Good times. Anyways,
Regardless,
let's talk about performance as well, because we've seen a bump from a performance perspective, about 10%.
it is
Right.
better. It is
10%.
better. Yeah.
Yeah, so the Nothing Phone 2A was rocking a MediaTek Dimensity processor.
Yeah.
The 3A is now on the Snapdragon side.
Snapdragon Wagon.
7S Gen 3 mid-range processor.
Mhm.
Good performance though, because Nothing does a fantastic job of optimizing their software,
Yep.
which is another underrated thing in my opinion. So mid-range processor that performs very well in like your standard day-to-day usage. If you're going to buy this phone for any type of heavy gaming or graphics intensive stuff, of course, you can definitely get the phone to stutter a little bit and trip up, but day-to-day usage, that processor is going to be just fine, even with the 120 hertz display panel.
Oh yeah.
By the way, great feature to have at $379 as well. 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which sounds really great.
It's the same as last year too.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
as last year too. It sounds really great, but mind you, you're getting a higher bump in terms of HDR brightness. The 2A was not capable of 3,000 nits
Peak
HDR
max, yeah.
brightness, right? So you're getting a higher bump there. You're getting better performance.
Mhm.
So your battery life is going to suffer compared to the 2A, but that doesn't mean this phone is bad on battery.
No, and it's still I would say probably within the average of 6 to 7 hours of screen on time. But compared to last model, then yeah, you're gonna notice a difference, and it's not gonna be as optimized and efficient when it comes to power. But I've heard it. I think I read this somewhere. It's like you either get better performance on your phone or you get better battery life, but you really can't have both, or at least we're not there yet. And
Yeah.
this phone did get a better performance upgrade, which did sacrifice a little bit of the power.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets a performance bump, 5,000 milliamp hours. It's going to be difficult to still kill the phone in one day.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And it has 50-watt wire charging. So it charges up super quick. It's like 0 to 100% in 56 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's very much the type of phone that if you're going to be doing some things like getting ready to go out, just plug it in. You're going to have plenty of juice.
Hmm.
You'll be good. And depending on the storage configuration you go with,
That's right.
your RAM will vary as well. So on this particular model, it's 128 gigs with 8 gigs of RAM.
Mhm.
There's a 256 gig model with 12 gigs of RAM as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's options for sure. And I think it's very well divided and very well packaged to the
Mhm.
point that for what you're paying, it's very good.
Yeah. The point is display, processor, battery, very, very capable on a phone at this price point.
Mhm.
Honestly, pretty fantastic.
Now, of course, the most controversial part of this phone, the camera, because we know that in a phone that's not super expensive, you're not going to get the best camera system.
I think it's probably the most controversial. Well, not controversial, but it's more so like you're probably the most intrigued at how
Yeah,
the camera
that's fair.
Like,
And it's
at any
also-
phone at this price point.
And
you're
it's also
the most
probably like a
intrigued.
make or break,
Mhm.
just because a lot of people that's their means of communicating when it comes to taking pictures and memories and things like that. So this phone does get an upgrade from last model. You do have a third lens. Now you have a 50 megapixel wide, a 50 megapixel 2x telephoto, and an 8 megapixel ultra wide. So overall, the camera system is complete. I think you have a really good package. Would I prefer if it was a better telephoto with a longer optical zoom? 100%. Would I prefer if the ultra wide had a higher amount of megapixels? I would. But at the end of the day, it's the same thing. The package that you're getting, it's a really well bundled for you to afford it at a way lower price than a competitor. And it gives you really good quality based on what you're paying for. So the camera system is great. You're probably going to notice that you take it to scenarios where there's a lot of dynamic range, a lot of brights or very dark darks, and you're going to struggle when it comes to just seeing detail in those scenarios. But like I said, it's just basic. If anything, I would probably combining all three lenses, including the features of the ability to take portrait images and the high resolution of having 50 megapixels on both telephoto and wide. I would give this camera system a 6.5, maybe 7 out of 10, which is already above average. So you got to consider in all the factors, but just know that you're not going to get something that's going to compare to an iPhone 16 Pro or a Google Pixel or a Samsung Galaxy top of the line phone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
It's just a little reminder. That's what it is.
yeah, that's a given. I think if I were to spend $379 on this phone, for me, like I point and shoot,
Right. It does that.
the photos are manageable. Like the photos are absolutely manageable if you just want to buy this phone, point and shoot. They're decent.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised at like the level of quality that's like the level of not quality, we'll say detail.
Oh, because of the 50 megapixels.
Yeah, that some of the photos actually had for a camera at this price point. So
Yeah. It works.
couple of other things I think worth noting before we get to like price, colors.
Just final thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. So the essential key is
yeah.
back. So the Nothing phone, and I think Nothing in general has kind of taken this approach. The phones are not packed with like AI features.
Yeah. Not
You know
like
what I mean?
other major
Yeah,
smartphones out there.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
I
your
got it.
Pixels and your Samsung Galaxies and stuff like that.
Right.
Like it's not packed with AI features. You're not going to be able to go into the gallery app on this phone, open up a photo, and then use AI to like remove elements of a
Right.
picture, right? Like that's not here. But what is here is the essential key, which kind of has some like small AI elements. You can use it to take a screenshot of your display. You can push and hold to actually talk to it, like speak, and then it transcribes what you say, and it'll associate that with the screenshot that you grabbed. Cool part is it can even do neat little things like, let's say you are on a product page for something that you want to buy when you get paid. You can use the essential key, take a screenshot, and then hold it and say, remind me to buy this in a couple of days whenever I get paid. Once it transcribes, it knows to actually set a reminder for you too,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And anything that you capture using this key can be viewed in the essential space.
That makes sense.
Of course, you can download Google Gemini and like
Right.
ChatGPT and stuff like that and bring those features if you want. But
Built in.
that's kind of Nothing's like built-in thing, and
Yeah.
it is all accessible via a button that is pretty hard to miss. It is differently shaped compared to the power and the volume buttons.
Yeah.
And it even has like a different.
It's like a glossy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The buttons are matte. The essential key button is glossy.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as software, if that's something that you're concerned about as well, Nothing OS 3.1, which by the way, Nothing OS has been fantastic for the longest time, on top of Android 15.
Yeah. I think it's overall it's a very good package. Even the essential key, something so simple. It's kind of like a mini AI assistant. So you don't have the full-fledged built-in assistant that other phones have, but it's something enough to have have an accessory on the phone to take notes, take screenshots,
Exactly.
record voice memos, things like that.
Exactly. You're not going to be able to have a conversation with it like ChatGPT or Gemini.
Right.
But if you kind of master the way to use it, I feel like it could make you feel more productive.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
For sure.
100%. And now this whole package comes down to $379, like we mentioned earlier. And in 3 colors, we're looking at a white, a black, and a blue. So I think fair options. If
Yeah.
you want a more colorful one, I would definitely do
The
the
blue
blue
is
one.
nice.
It is very nice.
The blue is nice.
And overall, I think it's the same thing or similar that what we say to every Nothing video. It's a very good package. Nothing has proven themselves to be reliable, to be a very good company that creates and makes and builds good products for the price,
Hmm.
to the point that you're getting probably a little more value to what you're spending, because it is something that, like we said earlier, if you look at it just on the outside, you would think that it's easily 500-600 bucks, and
Yep.
it's not.
Yeah. If anything, nothing's proving that you don't need to spend $600, $650 to
That's
get
another good point.
a feature packed smartphone.
Yeah.
100%. This was dope. There is a 3A Pro,
Yes.
with the big differences kind of being some like camera specs.
Right.
So we figured we'd start with the 3A. If you want to see a 3A Pro review, let us know in the comments.
Drop it in.
Nothing dropped the 3 as well. That one's at like $799, so more flagship level
Yeah.
priced, right? We're definitely going to get that in for review. Samsung just dropped their foldables, Galaxy watches.
The whole shebang.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming in, so if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so.
Please do.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Later. Meme lord.
Was that actually on camera? Yeah. You said enough.
I think we got
You
it.
said enough meme lore, and then immediately started
It's a good start.
recording. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Can we talk about just how massive the phone is?
Let's talk about it. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
All right. Composure. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Can't even make eye contact with you.
All right. You ready? You ready? Here we go. All right.